Hello, everyone, and welcome to Coffee with Bridget. And today's coffee is I Feel Good, and this is by the CWB Factory, and it's bananas and cream. And it is a really weird coffee, but it's actually very good. I like the banana flavor. So, a lot has happened in a very short period of time. You just finished watching a series of videos on the alchemy process and different internal processes. There are some things that I want to talk about that, I'll do videos on, like the higher self and how it's created, not something that we naturally have. I think it's Carl Jung who called it the superconscious self. The secret in the metaphysical realm is that the superconscious is not something we naturally have, it's something we build towards. So that's the whole conversation that I want to have. But this is more of a personal update. So a lot has happened in my world. Probably the biggest thing is that I am seeing someone. I am officially dating someone. I am officially with someone. We're boyfriend and girlfriend. And it wasn't with a it wasn't a rash decision to be a couple. It was something that has been building for over a month. I almost friend zoned him, but he was very persistent. He knew what he wanted, and so he he eventually caught me, and I knew deep down that I didn't want to let go of him. I've become a bit dependent on him for communication, and he just brightens my day. Each morning when he texts me, I just it just makes my day a lot better. We do sweet things like he'll call and he just listens to me momming. We don't have to talk. We're just spending time together on the phone because we do live a bit of a distance apart. He's not that close. So it's not like he can come over all the time and all that stuff. But it's just been amazing. I have never been in a relationship with another giver. I'm so used to giving and the other person taking that it's just really weird. And I'm used to having walls up, things that separate me from other people, not sharing all my life with someone. But he knows absolutely everything. He read my books, all four of the Morosa Saga books. He's read all four of them. He really enjoyed the series, and that impressed me because no one's read all my books that was a significant other. And he's very supportive. He lifts me up in a lot of ways. When I'm kind of doom and glooming, he's like, let me help you. Let me, he's like, you're not alone anymore. You're not doing this on your own. Let me help you. And that is tremendously huge. Like in other relationships that I've had when I was down or negative, people kind of kicked me when I was down, and that goes back to all the way to my parents. Like my parents were never very supportive. I love them. My mom was a cheerleader for me in a lot of ways, but they would feed into the negativity. They would get mean or agree with me and say, yeah, blah blah blah. So having someone who's like, hold up, let's take a different look at this. He told me the other day, he goes, what you put out is what you get. So be positive. Don't focus on the negative. Don't assume the worst. And I tend to assume the worst. I'm one of those people who plans for the worst case scenario, but hopes for the best. So, but he's such a reflection of my inner self on so many levels. And what I believe that it's just really cool. It's like the other day he saw it was 11/11 and he goes, make a wish. And I was like, wow, like no one I've been with has seen 11/11 and said that to me, like on their own, like spontaneously. We have a lot of differences. He has a very different history than I do. But there's just a lot of connection there. And, a lot of attraction, of course. I think we make a very cute couple. I'm very biased though, but I think we make a very cute couple. But yeah, it escalated kind of quickly once it actually took off. Once we met, and yeah, and we decided that we're officially dating and officially a couple. But I think we're both very happy from it, and it's going to be very interesting. He has 2 kids of his own. I have 2 kids. Um, so, that would be quite the handful to take care of at once, if we both have our kids at the same time. So that's going to be interesting. I did decide on another level that I am done fighting and squabbling over little details in the divorce. I did the math and I was like, okay, what I'm doing doesn't make sense at the moment. So I'm trying a different tactic. I'm supposed to sit down with the attorney and the ex and his attorney, and we're going to hopefully navigate through the entire process and just finish it out so that there's no more court dates. We just settle out of court and just finish things, which was always the goal, and that has been the goal for months. But honestly, I mean, it's hard to agree on certain things and certain terms and stuff. But the oldest did say she wants to see her dad more often, and so I do want to honor that and have her see her dad more often. I understand every other weekend is not very much, and but it's hard. It's hard not to have them around. It's hard when they're gone because it's so empty and quiet. Um, my boyfriend fills in a lot of that space when they're not here. So that helps a lot. That's made it a little bit easier. But it's still hard. Divorce is hard. And when it comes to kids, it's so hard. Because I don't want to miss anything with them. And, I'm their foundation. I am their routine, but realistically, to get on my feet, I have no idea how I'm going to do things. To do a full-time job, which is what it will take to really pay for things and be comfortable, not just for me but for the kids. Trying to find a remote job that will let me stay at home is hard. I am going to start door dashing while this youngest is in school. She's only in school for 4 hours this year. So that 4 hours I'm going to start door dashing and see how much money I can make, if it makes sense to door dash. Because I do need a little bit more money coming in. The kids want to go to Disneyland for Christmas, and they want to go to an American Girl doll store for Christmas. That's want to have experiences, not just stuff for Christmas. So Santa is going to pay for Disneyland. And so for Santa to pay for Disneyland, there needs to be a little bit more money coming in. So that's going to be, different. I'm going to be trying things. But when it comes to, actually getting a full-time job, 50-50 custody may have to be a thing just so I can work full-time. I'm not sure how it all works out. The math doesn't really math for me. And it's going to be interesting. So there's compromises that I'm hoping that are reached that, will help me establish myself to where I can actually, be sustaining. Because right now, the way things stand, needs are being met at the moment, but once the house sells, everything shifts in a big, big way. I don't even know if I qualify for an apartment. I don't know, my dad may not co-sign with me, so I don't know how I'm going to get into a place. There's a lot of details. There's things, my credit score isn't the best, but it's not the worst, which was a battle with the ex. He didn't want me to have a credit card. He didn't want me to have a credit score. He wanted me to do everything through him. So I'm glad I didn't listen to that. I'm glad I did my own thing. And I have a decent credit score. But there's a lot of unknowns going on in my future life. And so that's very hard. But that is pretty much what I want to talk about today. Just a personal update. I hope you enjoyed this video. I kind of rambled. It's a bit different from the other videos where I was more informative. But just wanted to talk about my life and what's going on with me. And we will be continuing to do topic Coffees with Bridget coming up. So I hope you enjoy this. Take care. Have a wonderful day.